An uncontrollable force, unlocking life and unleashing chaos. As our planet heats up, the weather is getting more extreme.
Yeah, it's behind us. Go, go, go!
More terrifying.
Oh, the house is going, the house is going!
And even more catastrophic.
Get away from the windows now! Come on!
With incredible self-shot footage.
Oh my God!
Please, pray for us.
From the front line of fear.
I just remember thinking this, are you joking? Is that what was coming at us?
We witness firsthand.
It feels like you're in a war.
The wrath of Mother Nature.
I thought for sure he was going to drown.
There is nothing you can do to stop a wall of flame that's devouring everything it touches. No, 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 no.
From twisted tales of terror.
Unbelievable.
Go!
There was warnings out there, but I underestimated Mother Nature.
Earth-shattering natural disasters.
All we see is like the ocean just coming towards us.
And stories of sheer destruction.
Everything around you that you worked so hard for, just gone.
We meet the people who have stared death in the face.
It's terrifying, absolutely terrifying.
I don't think either of us intended to get hit by the core of the tornado.
And survive the full force of the world's deadliest weather. Coming up, paradise turns to hell on Kangaroo Island.
Command to go through the front.
And fearless volunteer firefighters risk their own lives in the battle to save it.
It was like an animal consuming. The word incineration was what went through my mind.
A Pacific adventure seems to be going swimmingly. Until these two young sailors get caught up in a cyclone-force storm.
It looked like a nuclear bomb.
And in Kansas, a tornado tourist is in for the chase of her life as she gets terrifyingly close to this monster tornado.
At that moment, I was thinking, okay, if I had it my way, we would stop here, but we kept on going.
8 miles off the southern coast of Australia lies Kangaroo Island, one of the country's most important wildlife sanctuaries. Nature reserves like Flinders Chase National Park make up over a third of this idyllic island, brimming with life.
Kangaroo Island's known as the Galapagos of Australia. The wildlife, the variety of the coastlines, the beaches. You can see all the best parts of Australia just on Kangaroo Island.
Businessman and beekeeper Brenton Davis has close ties to the island.
I was brought up on a farm over there, and my brother Ben Davis is a farmer on the western end of Kangaroo Island. He bought the farm off of my father. We grew up there. It's a very important part of my family.
But in December 2019, panic spreads through paradise.
Everything was wrong as far as conditions was concerned.
Senior firefighter Mark Hart and Brigade Captain Mike Swain watch helplessly as the perfect storm takes shape.
We had a substantial dry lightning front come through over the island. It just dropped electricity everywhere. I think at one stage we had 16 separate fires.
Both men are veteran volunteers for the County Fire Service, but the odds are not in their favour.
The rest of the region has something like 80-odd brigades. We have 7. There's only so much a small force can do. You're like a dog chasing 2 bones. You can only be in so many places at once. That's our Achilles heel over here.
Volunteer county fire service crews from the mainland are drafted in to bolster the island's defences, including rookie firefighter Brett Sanders.
It's always been a passion of mine to join the CFS and help out the community. 3 years ago, I had no experience fighting fires. The disadvantage of not knowing Kangaroo Island, ever being over there before, was trying to learn all the layout, read the maps and understand the weather patterns and things were like over there at the time. We weren't exactly sure what we were heading into or what we were in for.
Fire warnings extend across 2/3 of the island. In the danger zone is Brenton's family's farm.
If you're not prepared for that and you don't have the skills and you don't have the equipment and you're not confident, then you shouldn't be there. We knew it was going to be bad. I knew the fire was going to come and hit the property. There was absolutely no doubt that it was coming. We had 3 hours to prepare. Just my brother, my dad and myself. We were flat out, knowing that we had very limited time. And yeah, there was a lot of pressure.
The men begin a backburn, strategically scorching dry vegetation which could easily ignite.
The weather is just one of the 3 factors that determine the ferocity of a bushfire, and it's one that we can't control. So it's actually the fuel load that is the most important thing and the most controllable one.
But the rising heat and turbulent wind morphs the backburn into a terrifying tornado of flames.
The fire, once they get that big, they generate their own weather anyway, like winds being at 140 kilometres an hour. Big fire twisters came through. They leap around, they move incredibly quickly, they light up everything they touch. It is quite dangerous.
Firefighter Brett Sanders is also dispatched to begin defensive backburns in Flinders Chase National Park.
Our primary goal was asset protection. I'd done some small backburns, defensive burns, but nothing to the scale of what we were doing that day.
But time is running out.
We'd been there about half an hour doing this defensive burn. We could see the fire coming out of the tree line, the smoke getting heavier and darker and heading towards us.
Brett's crew respond to a mayday call. Other fire trucks are in grave danger.
Heading towards the fire front, the feeling in the truck was a lot of nervousness, not sure what we were expecting. The fire was growing rapidly at this stage. Once the fire had come towards us and we saw just how intense it was and how big it was, there wasn't a whole lot that we could do in terms of firefighting.
Extreme weather can be both menacing and mesmerizing. Whilst most of us run from it,
Large tornado on the ground right now!
some race towards it.
Keep going.
Like tornado chasers Connor McCrory and Eric Duncan.
Eric and me are a part of a very small subset of chasers who are absolutely committed to intercepting the tornado at all costs.
Unbelievable.
We like to find the distance from the tornado where you're guaranteed dead, and we back it off just a touch.
Oh my God.
Eric and Connor's success storm chasing has led them to run tours for amateur chasers and tourists, which is how they met Tornado's superfan, Laurie Renda Francis.
The experience that you get when you're up close and personal with the tornado is like no other.
Oh my God, that was so exciting.
You pay several $1,000s for the experience. You have to be able to trust the people that you're with and know that they're going to keep safety in the forefront. I'm a mother and, I have, things in my life. I don't want to die chasing a tornado.
After befriending Eric on one of his tours, Laurie is invited to join the pair on a private chase in May 2019.
I was very excited. When you look at the experience that they have and the reputation that they hold, in the tornado community, the fact that I'm even able to be in a car with them chasing tornadoes is like a dream come true.
Okay, guys, so fill me in.
You're riding along with two of the most extreme chasers in storm chasing.
We made it clear this is no normal chase tour where we stay back. We're getting up in it. We're getting close. We're gonna scare you.
The trio head to Kansas in America's Midwest, known as Tornado Alley, due to its high percentage of terrifying twisters.
We were just southwest of Dodge City near the town of Mineola, and it's perfectly flat out there. I mean, as flat as you can possibly imagine, just wheat fields, a nice rural area to chase in, just what you hope for.
It's not long before they spot what they've come for.
But the one down south looks like it's taking over now, and it's moving right this way. A storm finally got going. It had beautiful structure, and you could tell that it was probably going to be a tornado producer.
Oh my God! It's gonna happen! It's on the ground! It's on the ground! Where? Tornado!
And then we looked right, bam, tornado on the ground. Just like that, everything changed. And then it was on.
Here, more! I'm in, go! Go! Oh, look at that!
The words tornado on the ground, that is when it becomes real.
Tornado on the ground! Oh my God! Look it! Oh my God! Eric, be careful!
Dude, I got this. We're fine. Trust us.
Oh my God.
So I knew we probably had just enough time to catch it, get the intercept that I wanted to get, as long as I kept the pedal to the floor.
The tornado is building in strength and size, with the trailblazing trio in hot pursuit.
I remember right before we made that turn to intercept the tornado, I said, "Ready?"
Hold on tight. Are you ready, Lori?
She said, "No."
Yeah, let's no more intercepts, Eric.
No, I ain't done. Remember the rule?
I knew we were going to get close, but never in my wildest dreams did I ever think that I was going to have the opportunity to experience what I did.
Wow, look at that, Lori. Look at that. Wow. Is that a spout?
Never tell my husband this, ever.
It was just a beautiful, slender tornado. I mean, silver and pink. I've never seen such a majestic scene. The colors in the sky were seriously something that I've not seen in 13 years of storm chasing.
You rolling, Lori? Yeah. Beautiful tornado on the ground right now. Wow.
In just a matter of seconds, you could see how much that tornado grew.
Beautiful.
But Eric and Connor aren't done yet.
We're gonna get one more intercept on it, and then it's gonna get dark, Lori, and this one's gonna be fun, all right?
Eric and Connor are attempting one of the most dangerous moves in tornado chasing, known as an intercept, when you catch up with a tornado and get ahead of its path.
The goal was to get close enough without dying.
We're fine.
Barely didn't take. Whoa, here we go.
At that moment, I was thinking, okay, if I had it my way, we would stop here and get out and just take a few pictures, but we kept on going. We were getting closer. I was asking Connor, how close are we? All of a sudden, you can see the debris, and then we could hear it hitting the car, and I could feel the car shaking.
All I hear is just rocks and debris slapping the side of the vehicle, and I'm thinking at any moment we're gonna lose the glass. So the second I turn the vehicle or nose into the wind, pow, it was too late. Bam, there went the windows.
When the window blew out is when I went from excited to scared.
It's right over us.
And this could have been a life or death situation.
We definitely dodged a bullet that day. Definitely dodged a bullet, no question about it. Lori says that she felt the back of the vehicle shift 10 foot further, and it probably would have flipped us, and that's what kills you.
I know you're scared, and I know that was scary and intense, baby. I know it was. Yes, we're stopping. We're stopping. We're gonna stop.
She was not happy at first. She said, I'm done. But then about 30 seconds later, she started to embrace the moment and wanted to get out and get her picture taken in front of the tornado. She had a good time. You want to know what a tornado tastes like? It tasted like dust, it tasted like death, it tasted like victory.
Looking back at it, I am proud of myself. Storm chasing is very dangerous. There's no question about it. Mother Nature, we don't know what she's going to do. Not many people in this world can say that they've experienced what Connor and Eric were able to allow me to experience. Did I think I was going to get that close to a tornado that day? No. Did I want to get that close to a tornado that day? No. But 10 minutes after I did it, to this day now, oh yeah, I would do it again in a heartbeat.
The demand for getting dangerously close to extreme weather fuels the niche but lucrative tornado tourism industry. But Laurie isn't the only adrenaline seeker with a desire to get up close and personal with Mother Nature. In Hawaii, this couple choose the ominous ocean as their backdrop. Posing perilously close to the shoreline might bring a wave of new followers. But the one thing they can't influence is the size of the swell. Their antics got 0 likes and a lot of bruises. Thankfully, they were okay. But their attempt at couple goals came out as #weatherfail. In Colorado, a gusty day inflates the sails and confidence of this silly sailor.
This is hilarious.
He may have perfected his pose, but he's not quite found his sea legs.
Oh my gosh! Get out of the water!
Proving that showboating doesn't always make for plain sailing.
Oh my gosh! Get out of the water!
In India, tourists flock to frolic near this fast-flowing waterfall. But some risk-averse tourists decide they want a selfie at the summit. It's a vertigo-inducing view, and a painful plunge if you lose your footing. The man was taken to hospital, and police now warn visitors from taking dangerous selfies at the falls. On Kangaroo Island, aggressive bushfires are growing to a scale never witnessed here before.
We could see the fire front coming out of Flinders Chase on the south coast, and the rate it was moving was incredible.
Captain Mike Swain leads his team of 4 to the front line of the fires.
There was very, very little visual. You could see smoke, the fire, and the flashing lights for the truck in front. The fire's coming in both the sides, singeing the truck.
It's bloody hot.
You could just see flames, smoke, and the heat intensity building in the truck.
Don't touch the windows.
Everything was on fire.
Guys, you're about to go through the front. Drop your fire curtain on the sides, over.
To say I was extremely anxious was an absolute understatement.
We've got no choice, we've got to get through this.
Scrambling to help is 26-year-old Brett Sanders and his crew from the mainland. But entering the front line is a baptism of fire for the young firefighter.
Flinders Chase is an area of dense bushland with not much access. Due to the weather conditions and the dryness of the day, it was very easily get out of control. There wasn't much room to contain the fire.
Both trucks are now surrounded.
Our main plan was just to ride it out and protect ourselves as best as possible.
Drop your curtains on the side so only the driver's front is open.
We had trees down either side of the road. We had flames lapping at the truck. It was high wind, there was embers and smoke. You couldn't see more than probably 2 or 3 metres in front of you. It was at some stages over 60 degrees inside the cabin of these trucks. Outside would have been 300 or 400 degrees. There's no amount of equipment that could keep you safe in those conditions.
If the glass breaks in either truck, the men inside will perish.
I think we all understood what each other was thinking, and I think we all knew the risk of what was around us. The word incineration was what went through my mind at that point.
I recall one moment of actually thinking to myself, are we going to get out of this?
It's terrible conditions to try and drive out.
There's just no end in sight, is there?
The trucks must travel slowly, keeping alert for falling debris.
My biggest fear is that if we had any of those large trees fall across the road, either in front of us or in between us, we were in trouble.
Keep pushing through.
It was like an animal consuming. At that particular point, it was like we were going through the jaws of it. It was intense.
You've got 200 metres to go, over.
Both trucks are unable to respond to calls, leaving some residents to fight the fires alone. Just a few miles from the besieged trucks, Brenton Davis, his brother and father, are about to be engulfed by the inferno.
Oh, look at that, man.
And retreat into the glass-fronted house.
The fire came from the northwest. I could see that way about 800 metres, and it covered that distance in about 45 seconds. So that's approaching at 60 kilometres an hour.
It's going to be massively hot in here in a sec. Yeah.
The men face the inevitable, a burnover.
A burnover is when the fire goes over top of where you are.
Oh, Jesus.
We knew it was going to be pretty bad because that was an incredibly intense fire.
Oh, wow.
All of the sky is full of embers and everything's alight as far as you can see in every direction. The wind was incredibly intense.
Oh, look at it goes there. Oh.
Throwing the trampoline around, throwing other stuff around. The windows that I was filming through, my brother had replaced them quite recently. They were 10mm plate glass windows and they cracked under the heat.
Stay away from the glass, mate.
Yeah, it was a lot more violent than I thought it was going to be.
Don't go into a room you can't get out of.
When it's at the full level of extremeness, you couldn't go outside into the face of that. There's so much heat. There's flames everywhere. I've never seen a fire that intense before.
The Pacific Ocean, the largest and deepest of the Earth's oceans. Some of the strongest typhoons on the planet form here. But fearsome forecasts don't faze French-Brazilian sailor Leo Tabarel.
I sailed 5 times to Antarctica and crossed 17 times the Cape Horn in South America. I've been through many rough conditions, but never like in huge danger of death.
In 2016, Leo lands his dream job, delivering a luxury boat from French Polynesia to its owners in Australia.
The boat was super staunch and steady and strong.
But the 14-meter boat needs crew. So Leo asks his friend, Isaac Chambers, to join for the Pacific crossing.
My sailing experience is pretty limited. I'd been around a few boats, but never really sailing boats, so this was the first time I'd been on an adventure like this.
Despite having virtually zero experience, Isaac quickly finds his sea legs.
I found it completely inspiring and refreshing. Visiting all these islands where we stopped. Vanuatu, we got to see an exploding volcano. That was amazing. It was a complete adventure for me, and I was hooked from the moment we started.
When you're out there on the ocean, it's like you're in meditation. You're just here and now. Your only worry is if the wind changes or there's a cloud coming.
The Pacific Ocean cyclone season begins in June, so the pair can't linger too long in paradise.
We're still in what is considered a very safe time frame to sail, but that weather window got smaller and smaller, and all sailors know the risks with hurricanes. You just hope that it's not you.
But as the saying goes, smooth seas never made for a skilled sailor. After 2 months at sea, the pair are just 2 hours from safely delivering the boat to mainland Australia.
We were approaching the end of our adventure. We were looking forward to being on shore and having a celebratory drink and relaxing. And then out of nowhere, we could see gray clouds ahead.
On the ocean, you're always in alert. Anything can happen anytime. When you know that there's a cloud or a storm coming, you try to avoid it, but sometimes you don't have enough time to avoid it.
Dude, it's coming over us.
On the horizon, a menacing storm is brewing, but it's too late for them to change course.
When I saw that huge cloud coming, I got pretty scared. I never seen a cloud like that in my whole life. So I said to Isaac, put your life jacket, it's gonna be intense.
We could see that it was sitting over the top of Brisbane, and it looked like a nuclear bomb. And then we got hit.
We were not ready and we were not expecting anything. And everything happened so fast, so fast.
The Pacific Ocean is a perilous passage for seamen. But you don't have to be on this vast ocean to be swept away by its severe swells.
Yeah, there's somebody on the wall. Oh my God, bro.
In Hawaii, a man watches in disbelief as this sheer cliff face attracts sheer stupidity.
What is this guy doing?
Waves this violent are extremely dangerous. And if this die-hard weather watcher is swept onto the rocks below, it would mean almost certain death. Somehow he survives the super surge, but stays for another tide of terror to wash over him.
About to get like the ultimate kook slam right here. What the hell is this guy doing?
In Europe, these brazen boatmen take their catamaran out for a high-speed race. But the sea gives them a surprise soaking. And it's man overboard in spectacular fashion. Back in the waters of Brisbane, Australia, Leo Tabarel and Isaac Chambers are now cruising into a crisis, as they and the boat they're delivering go head-to-head with a powerful Pacific storm.
80 knots of wind, plus rainy, cold. So yeah, I was a bit shaking, for sure. Definitely a bit scared. The boat was leaning and the wave was smashing us constantly. Then the boat was completely almost 90 degrees. I had no control of the propeller, and the rudder. We couldn't do nothing, just waiting, hoping that the boat will not capsize.
As the wind hit, it started to tear apart the fabric of our cockpit cover. And I could hear the fabric tearing and the wind screaming. It was so loud, like the wind was deafening. I was stunned. I just looked at Leo like, this is what happens? Like, this is sailing?
I got scared at one time that we will capsize properly and fall in the water.
My biggest fear with that whole experience was going over.
Isaac were asking me, what do we do if we capsize? And I say, don't worry, hold on, it's gonna be all right, just hold on. He asked me, what do we do if we fall in the water? And I didn't answer that.
The winds are so strong that the boat's instruments are no longer able to record its strength. But on land, gusts of over 97 miles per hour are being recorded, the equivalent of a Category 2 hurricane.
He's fighting the wind with the engine, trying to bring it around a little bit so that we wouldn't tip over. I just trusted him and just held on.
Of course, there is danger of death. But luckily, we went just through a nightmare for a few minutes and then the storm was gone.
And then there was a beautiful rainbow. Even though it was terrifying, it kind of felt like nature had given us a gift of this extreme experience without harming us. She kind of like grabbed us and shook us around and showed us that she was in charge, but then she let us go. So, yeah, thanks, nature.
The storm was the strongest to hit Brisbane in 30 years, toppling shipping containers and ripping roofs off buildings. Miraculously, the boat needed just minor repairs and was delivered to Leo's client in one piece.
I've been sailing 12 years around the world now, and I'll definitely never experience 85 knots of wind. And I definitely don't wish to have to experience that ever again.
There was moments of fear for sure, but I'd have to say that that storm was my favorite part of the whole journey. Even though it was terrifying, it lit a fire inside me that is still burning now.
On Kangaroo Island, a fire of formidable force burns over the farmhouse of Brenton Davis's family. Moments later, the darkness subsides and Brenton ventures outside to assess the damage.
Yeah, well, we tried.
The fire covered the entire farm. My ute was burning, my brother's ute's burning, the truck that we'd loaded all of the stuff on totally burnt down. There were still trees alight, fences are alight. There's still lots of smoke and you have to be careful. There's hot stuff everywhere, hot ash, all of that, but the intensity's gone.
The house appears to have been spared, but Brenton returns for a closer look.
That's when I checked the ceiling and realised the whole house was alight. I'm like, right, this house is going to burn down.
See, the house is alight.
Nearby, rookie firefighter Brett Sanders emerges from the red-hot road.
After getting through the fire, we went a couple more kilometres and pulled over. You could see the smoke up. It was dark. It was still 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, but you would have thought it was 6 or 7 o'clock at night. And just looking back at the fire, it was catching up to us, just chasing us. Don't know how to describe the feeling of having this fire chase you with such intensity.
Firefighters Mike and Mark also had a lucky escape.
We're past the fire front, guys. Well done, guys. Well done.
I've been fighting fires for 20 years. I've not seen that. I've not endured that. The weather that day was an intensity that I've probably only seen in the movies. Heaven knows how we didn't lose more people.
Kangaroo Island was left unrecognizable. 2 people died, dozens of homes destroyed, and the famous Flinders Chase National Park was almost completely reduced to ashes.
It was just catastrophic in every nature. We lost so many different tourist points. We lost the main focal point of the island. So the devastation to the wildlife, the trees, everything really. It just was a complete wipeout.
Wildfires burned for weeks, incinerating over 800 square miles, including 40% of the island's famous kangaroos and 50,000 koalas.
Driving around after the fire front had passed us, everything was just black and burning and smouldering. There wasn't much left. It was just too intense and too fast for most animals to escape it.
Nearly half the island was charred, but it could have been even worse.
It would have kept going if not for a wind change that pushed it in a different direction and stopped it from spreading, otherwise it would have taken out the whole island.
The bushfires claimed much of Brenton's brother's farm, including the house, sheds, equipment, 400 sheep, and hundreds of beehives.
My father described that as the worst bushfire that he'd ever seen and the most extreme situation that he'd ever been in.
But Brenton Davis worries that history could repeat itself.
There's still huge fuel loads out there and they need to be dealt with. And it more reiterates how important it is to do controlled burns and to manage the vegetation. And it's the only thing that humans can really make a huge impact on. Now, I think managing the weather's a little bit outside my realm of expertise.
The Indian Himalaya. In the winter, its 25,000-foot peaks are blasted by blizzards. And when the weather warms up, the snow melts fast. In Himachal Pradesh, thawing snow drifts downhill like an avalanche in slow motion.
Go back, go back!
Stuck in its path, traffic hastily backtracks down the winding mountain road. In a maneuver that will make your blood run cold, one driver takes his chances as a have-a-go snowplow. Unsurprisingly, he fails to cut the ice, but seems to make the monster snowdrift freeze in its tracks. Ladakh, India's most northern province. In the summer, the snow melts so fast, the rivers rise 1 meter, creating some of the most treacherous white water in the world.
I really enjoy kayaking. It's like a roller coaster sort of feeling.
Nuria Newman is a world championship kayaker.
I know where the risks are at. I know how to manage them, calculate them, limit them.
Nuria has a preference for paddling in some of the world's most remote places.
If you want to push it further, you just put hard rapids into a more hostile environment. You're in the middle of nowhere, so once you mess up, it gets really complicated.
August 2018, and Nuria plans a 7-day solo trip in a river further flung than anywhere she's kayaked before. 9 hours from the nearest town, the 27-year-old is dropped off.
Thank you so much. I'm just really happy to get on this river.
Here we go.
The river is popular with kayakers, but not when the water level is so high.
I was like, okay, I think I can do this.
This is so good.
I went through a bunch of beautiful canyons.
It's so beautiful. Woo! It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm so happy. And it keeps going.
And then the whitewater started being really good.
When there is some rapids, they're pretty good because the water level is so high. I'm actually making a lot of progress, and I'm actually going down really fast, which is good.
They're really fast because it's kind of like an alpine river, so it's quite steep. So it has like the gravity to make the water move really fast.
That's a couple of big rapids. Definitely feeling the elevation. Oh my god. I'm tired.
This far upstream, the altitude is over 13,000 feet, and the air just over half as much oxygen as at sea level.
I was definitely feeling a little bit like dizzy from the elevation, had a little bit of a headache. I just let my guard down. I just remember like looking at the mountains around me, you know, a little bit out of it. Eventually I started just floating into this rapid, and by the time I realized, oh god, this is big, I was already in it.
Nuria is sucked directly into a rock.
Once I messed up and got in that place where I was both pinned at first, and then I realized I was just stuck just above a siphon.
The rock is like a dam across the river, and the water flows through a submerged hole. Kayakers call these deadly features siphons.
Others, I would describe it as a toilet flush, where all the water goes into a tunnel. And that's really dangerous because you just get sucked under. This is like the worst possible scenario that you can imagine for a kayaker.
The raging current sucks Nuria towards the hole.
Then it's not really stable, and so I'm putting my blade onto some other rocks to try to get unstuck. I felt like I was already starting to get sucked inside the siphon, and I tried to get out.
To prevent being wedged inside the tunnel, Nuria must escape her kayak. But if it's swept downstream, she may never see it again.
If I would have lost my kayak, not only I would not be able to paddle further, but I would have lost my food and my sleeping gear. So I would have just been by myself with no food, nothing.
In danger of losing everything, Nuria must attach herself to the kayak.
So I was trying to clip it, and as I clipped it, it started sliding. So I ended up just fully getting sucked under. And that's why when I go under and pop up quite a few seconds later, I just pushed the boat as far as I could from me to limit the chances that either the boat or either myself would get stuck.
The boat drags Nuria down the deadly rapids, faster than 30 miles per hour.
And it's all going really fast.
Half a mile downstream, the water calms.
And as I got my boat to shore, I saw my paddle floating down, which was very lucky because I thought it was stuck on the rocks. And so if If I wouldn't have seen it, I would have gone back for it on the rocks and there would have been no paddles, which is a little bit tricky to go kayaking with no paddles. Once I had my kayak emptied, my paddle, my dry bag, and I was like, you just realize, oh God, that was close call.
I think right now, I'm just pretty lucky to be alive.
I just got into a very, very dark place, and I think that was the worst part for me. It was just being alone after the accident with all my doubts, all my darkest thoughts.
I'm cold, I'm scared, and it's time to keep going.
And so I spend the whole next maybe like 24 hours just beating myself up.
Cold, wet, and in pain, Nuria must paddle for 5 more days to reach her rendezvous point.
I kind of had a hit on my chest. I'm not coughing anymore, which is good.
I was pretty beat up and scared and not in the best headspace, that's for sure. That feeling of like guilt, not being sure I was able, I was just asking myself, maybe this is way too hard for you, like how are you gonna continue? All I wanted to do is curl up in a ball and cry and wait here. But you're in a canyon and there is no one, so you have no other choice than continue.
I just realized that the water is quite higher. It might be scary, but at least it will be fast.
Which is what I did, not because I'm brave or anything, just because I had no other choice.
24 hours after the accident, Nuria paddles through a remote village.
And these kids are doing laundry on the side of the river and they wave at me, and so I wave back, and then they're like, make big signs for me to come.
Nice to meet you. I'm from France.
It was the very best thing because I realized this is why I kayak. And seeing those kids, it really helped me switch my headspace. It started being fun again. I don't know where I would be without them. Maybe I would not even kayak anymore.
I just completed my big solo mission.
In this episode, we've seen sailors survive a sinking after battling cyclone-forced winds. And we've experienced terrifying fire tornadoes and blistering burnovers. Unleashed by Kangaroo Island's worst ever bushfires. And next time, there will be more. Because deadly weather stops for no one.